is good, everybody? This is your man, Teasy Scott, Swerve City Podcast, Teasy's Table, officially sponsored by WWE. And, we're doing a special interview today for Teasy's Table. I am here in my house, in my location here, just kind of vibing right now, kind of still quarantining with everything happening and going on in the world. But I'm still out here moving and shaking. And I have a special guest, one of the dopest lyricists to ever do it. A guy who has looked out for me on a business level, and also with all the features he's given me and the team over these few years. One of the sharpest minds in music, and also one of the guys that all you independent artists as well should look at for a guide on surviving in the music industry. One of the greatest to do it, Mickey Factz. What is good, my brother?
Man, what an intro. Thank you very much for that beautiful intro. What's going on, everybody? Glad to be here. It's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this culture we call and love hip-hop.
Thank you, man. If you guys have not previously seen his face, if you guys have been paying attention to his YouTube channel, Mickey was also a guest previously with me and Swerve and Big Swole. He had my big brother, the great big brother of mine, Megaran, who I just spoke to yesterday, and Alfred Banks, one of the dopest MCs coming from the South. And, they were on there previously, and we had nothing but good reviews on that episode. So it's great to have your time and for you to come back on. What I wanted to ask you first, man, just first of all, man, how's fatherhood been for you, man? I know you got a newborn son. How's fatherhood for you, man?
Fatherhood has been unbelievable. It's been one of the greatest experiences I've ever, had to deal with and do as a man. I can only imagine how grandparents feel because this has been a joy to kind of relive my life through my son's life. Has been unbelievable. His happiness, brightens up my day. His curiosity, wakens up my inner child, and his innocence is something that is to be appreciated as well. So I've had a blast being a dad, and even creating a whole project about fatherhood was something that I love to do.
Hey, man. So what is like? I have 4, so I stopped at 4. Wow. But what is for you? What changed? Like, we have kids. It's always about ourselves and what we want to do. What changed when you first saw your son? What mentally changed in you that a lot of people that aren't parents wouldn't understand?
Mortality.
Amen.
Seeing them makes you realize that you're not going to be here forever. And with that in mind, it's like, okay, I have to set and play a lot of things so he's secure, and give him a head start above everybody else, that may be in his age range, so he can have a leg up on life. So that just put me in the headspace of having a little bit more knowledge. Is it dark? Am I dark right now? It feels like
it's going in and out. Yeah, it's going in and out.
I don't know why this is doing this, man. It's aggravating me. But so I felt like that was something that needed to be done. Just looking at the different ways I could set the future up for my son and his mother, and making sure everything is good. So I've learned a lot during the pandemic because he was born 2 months before it.
Amen.
And I went and researched a whole bunch of stuff to get me prepared to be a better father and leave behind a legacy that he can hold on to, whether it's musically or whether it's financially.
Amen, brother. I think they'll prepare you for them days when they're an infant and they're up all night and they can't sleep, and you've done everything that you can do. And them nights where you're not getting any sleep, and you and the wife done switched turns to get him 15 million times, and he just won't go to either. He already ate, he's already belts, he's just cranky, man. You just gotta, those days those be the days, man. I know, but when you look back at it, and as they get older, you start to really miss them days, man. My oldest is 10, and my youngest is 3. So I start to look at my 10-year-old son, and I see like stuff in myself. I'm like, and that's when mortality started hitting me because now he's starting to understand the world and life, and I'm like, man, this is I gotta really enjoy this time, man, because you just don't you realize that you're gonna get old one day, and yeah, and it's scary. It's the scariest thing I've ever had to deal with, honestly, as a man. I'll be real with you. You know,
I want my son to stay the same age forever, man. I love him at this age. He's just a bundle of joy. So knowing that at some point he's going to be a teenager is really what's making me angry every day. But
but that's that right there, man. That is the scary thing because I know myself as a teenager and learning the world and into the video games and girls and just those conversations I had with my pops and my mom and oh God, I'm a few years from it, brother. Wish me luck.
yeah, good luck, brother.
Thanks, man. So man, I've been a fan of yours, man, for a long time, man. From when you first came onto the scene, and just knowing how much you've given to hip hop and given to music, man. I have a question that I wanted to ask because a lot of times we give so much for this, and it's something where sometimes we push, and we want to be the best. But you being in this maybe 20 years now, 30 years now, in the music game, how do you balance the feeling of being underrated? And do you feel underrated?
How do I balance it? Well, let me answer the first. Do I feel underrated? It's when it comes to other fans who don't know about me, yes.
Gotcha.
But I feel the people, once somebody taps in, there is no way that they would ever have me as underrated. They're actually blown away with the content and the different things that I've done. In terms of balancing all of this, though, I do my best to stay ahead of the curve. Every year I try to do something that nobody's ever done. And I've been that way since 2007. So every year from 2007 to 2021, I managed to do something that nobody's done, either lyrically or conceptual wise or marketing wise or fashion wise. I do my best to just, leave my mark of individuality on the culture. And obviously last year, just to give people a thought process on what we did last year. I did A-, and then
amazing record, dude. Amazing.
Thank you. And then this year, for January 26th, I put out a whole project about fatherhood, dedicating it to my son, calling it an audio last will and testament. That's something that's never been done. People have done songs about their children, but nobody's did a whole project dedicated to their son or daughter. So I'm already one up on 2021.
Amen, brother. Amen, man. First of all, shout out to you for always reinventing yourself. I believe that. Tell me if you agree with this. I believe that a lot of problems with a lot of artists as they expand is it's almost like in wrestling, watching The Undertaker and watching how he reinvented himself over the years. Even if he still was coming out to the slow music, he would change the gloves, he would change the hair, he would, make a different kind of makeup, or he would always change something, even if he was still dressing in the black and walking down to the ring. I feel like it's the same thing in hip hop. Even if you change something, it's a thorough belief. Like Prince always said that he would try to change something every year when he dropped an album, something with his appearance or something. Cut his hair, different outfit, something, because he's putting out material. And speak about that, man, about reinventing yourself and any tips to any artist that it's like, look, I've been in this game a long time, but I'm having trouble reinventing myself, because you do that every single year. You're always reinventing something. So tell a little bit about your thought process and that, and any tips to any artist that wants to do that as well for longevity.
A lot of it has to do with your own personal style and personal appreciations for things that you love. So for me, when I first came into the game, I was wearing skinny jeans. Everybody was very baggy,
Right.
and I had to stay the course until people, jumped on. And when they jumped on, I jumped off. But I also came in wearing Supras, and then I decided that I wanted to do Y3 when everybody jumped on Supra. So like I always tried to do something. When I first came out, I was very clean shaven, just goatee, and then after a while, I was like, let me do the beard. And then I went and did fedoras, and then, I started wearing wild hats, and I wanted to always just do something different. So now, going into this new year, and we're here in this new year, I'm looking to change up the style once again, and do some clothing that I haven't really done in a while. But I like to stick to one set of clothing, you know what I'm saying, and one set of style, so everything is that aesthetic is the same. So I'm not going to reveal it now because I don't want people to take it, but it's definitely something that I'm looking to, be involved with more so, especially dealing with Black creators. And for artists that are looking to reinvent themselves, you just have to constantly, see what it is that you like, look at different styles of clothing, what may work with you, what may not work with you. And try to execute it to the best of your ability. Make it be as unique to you as it can be. So when it's time for Halloween to roll around, kids want to dress up as you because you've made your own distinct self,
Amen, man. That is something that is very, very unique and very, 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 very different, because a lot of artists and people in general don't think that way, about changing something or having something new for them to grow. Because as artists, people like to grow with you, and from your first project to the when you become an older veteran, they like to see the growth. Let me ask you a question, because in wrestling, we always talk about things in eras. You know how you had like the Hogan era, the Bret Hart era, Stone Cold era. Hip hop. Let's talk about your career. What has been your favorite time being a musician, including when your peers were at their peaks as well? Like, what was your favorite time? Was it when you first came in, the 2009, 10, 11s? Is it now? What is your favorite era and time for you feel for yourself and your peers that you was having the most fun?
I would have to say it's 2 years that I had the most fun. And it's crazy because I didn't realize that I was having this much fun during these actually it might be 3 years. 2008 is easily the best year I've had, because that was me stepping into the game, people noticing who I was, getting a lot of love, watching people wanting to emulate me, stealing concepts. It was, the trajectory for me was high. 2016 was another. 2016. That was when I put out my album, and I was going around freestyling a lot. And the same thing with 2018. I toured 3 times that year. I did Flex that year. I did the LA Leakers freestyle that year. I did a battle on URL. I just kind of did a lot that year. I put out the Achievement Deluxe album that year. I was bugging out, and I put out I Said Yo. I realized I just put out that mixtape too. So I was just rapping a lot, man. It was a lot of raps that was happening that year, and it was just a great time. I was having a lot of fun. I was with Lupe a lot that year. Yeah, I would say so. 2016, 2018, and 2008 were the 3 best years for me.
Got you. And that battle was the DNA battle, right?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that timeline. Okay, so when you have someone like yourself and Lupe, who guys who are great wordsmiths, right? And you guys, your bar is set really high when you listen to talent. Your bar is like, okay, I'm pretty sure you guys hear thousands of songs a day, and you're like, all right, this isn't it. You know what I mean? And it's just that's just the way your brain is wired. So how do you, as you being one of the best lyricists in the world, you and Lupe got just savants of words. How do you listen to songs and try not to automatically judge it in the sense of being like, oh man, this is just like a little Uzi Vert makes a different type of song than you. So how would you go to not judge that in the sense? Because I talk to a lot of guys sometimes, and we all get into that mode like, yo, man, this isn't it. Just because this is something we wouldn't do. So talk about that, about being able to have an open mind, even as being as sharp as a lyricist as you are. Because I know some people have a problem doing that.
Well, being that I've been ghostwriting for so long, I've come to appreciate, you know, like you said, the little Uzi Verts. They have a skill set that I just can't do. Same thing with Lupe. Like we've admitted that what they do is a complete talent, and even when we do execute what they do, it is still an added thing that these guys are able to do that we're not able to do because of the innate talent and ability that they possess, that allows for them to go in the studio and just, you know, spout out whatever that they spout out. And I think sometimes as lyricists, and I won't, you know, pigeonhole some of the guys who may do this, but a lot of times people just kind of look at that like, you know, like it's whatever, it's not real music. But to me, I think that's the beauty of what they do. It's not about how we feel about the record. It's about how they feel about it and their fan bases feel about it. I try not to judge people negatively when they send me music and things like that. I try to find the silver lining within someone's projects and someone's music. And whatever my favorite song is, I do my best to push the narrative that this is my favorite song. I love this song on this project, you know, whether it's the production or the lyrics or what they do. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want to damage someone's ego. So I do my best to be as positive as possible. Yeah, that's my answer to that question. These are great questions, by the way.
Thanks, man. I you know, just me as an artist myself and as a podcaster, and you know, I have no problem always admitting who I've looked up to and who I've always I'll say this publicly for the first time. Like I take from Sway like it's nothing. Like Sway is the best interviewer in the world to me. So I watch a lot of him and I study a lot of him and a lot of how his interviews are like conversations as opposed to just. I always try to ask someone stuff they don't get asked in a while. So thank you for that. And I appreciate that. And musically, someone as yourself and Connor and Lupe and just what you guys do, and me being a 32-year-old guy who's been doing this a long time, I just always look at people who are better than me. And I'm just like, yo, these guys are amazing. You know what I mean? How can I learn? What can I do to get better? You know, and so thank you for that. One thing I want to follow up on is mental health, right?
Yes.
Because I feel as artists, as creators, our minds are always in overdrive. We're always thinking. And sometimes it's kind of hard for us to just kind of like sit down and just like watch a movie and just like chill and just like, you know, shut off the world for a bit. So tell me a little bit about how do you keep your mental health strong as being a creator? Because I know we're always in overdrive. So what do you do to keep yourself mentally sharp? So, you know, and your off time when you're not writing.
I mean, as of late, I've been watching a lot of To Catch a Predator videos. I think those are just amazing. I don't know why that show went off the air. But I've been, you know, I try to go on YouTube and check some things out. I read a lot of news articles to keep myself, you know, mentally sharp. I haven't played any video games as of late. I tried to get back into God of War and I realized how difficult that game is. So I just kind of put it down.
Amen. Yeah.
I beat it though. I beat it on hard, but now I'm replaying it and I forgot how difficult this game is. So I kind of just put it back down. I haven't picked it back up. But I really try to go on YouTube. I try to watch different clips, read different news articles, play some video games. I used to work out. I need to get back to working out. I need to do that. So those are the things that, you know, usually keep me mentally sane, because this game can be very brutal to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I've been doing as of late.
I saw a tweet from Fonte not too long ago, and I was talking about how brutal the game is, and from Fonte as well, he was talking about that. And you guys are at a very, very high level, so see where you guys would say that, and probably your experience and the thing that you've gone through, I can definitely understand. Even me at the small level that I am, just in wrestling and music,
Right.
just to put those two worlds together, and I realize I'm in two of the most male opinionated fields in the world in wrestling and hip hop, and I don't know. I think I don't really pat myself on the back, but I thank God I survived, because I don't know, how it's been a journey, man.
Right.
Also too, for mental health amongst us as black men, do you want to give any roses to anyone that might not be the person that they think of, someone that's not in the industry, who's someone that, if you don't mind sharing, that you can share, that who you pick up the phone and call when Mickey's having a bad day and he's just not feeling the right way? Who's that person that you call to check up, just to vent or to get things off your chest? Who's that one person? Let's give them a shout
out. For a while, it was Q-Tip.
Wow.
For a while, it was Q-Tip. Late last year, it was Fonte. And now I think this year, it's just I've just kind of been more as a recluse. And I just text a lot of people to kind of, I've been dealing with some mental health stuff for the past couple of days. Well, yeah, for the past couple of days. So, I try my best to just, focus on the work. The work keeps me sane. If I don't get the work done, my family doesn't eat. That's what keeps me really going. And I love to talk to my peers to get a sense of, okay, I'm not alone in this. Like, he's going through the same thing. She's going through the same thing. And sometimes, I reach out to fans, you know what I'm saying? And get their perspective on life sometimes, and what it is that they expect from me as a provider of entertainment, and that does wonders for me as well. I feel like, I was one of those people who was very adamant on being as transparent as possible with my fan base. Like, I wanted my fan base to know that I'm a human being, first. I'm a human being first. And no matter how media may see me as this person who creates these talented works of art, I am still a human being. And, I go through things as well. And these things can be very detrimental to me. So, I'm here to be this person of thought that can help you as well as you helping me right now. So, I do my best to do that for my peoples,
Amen, man. Publicly want to state this as well, but I've been doing professionally motivational speaking for 5 years, and almost finished my degree in communications, my associates, and just been, focusing on mental health, to see how athletes, entertainers, and a lot of us who are in a very, very either physical or mental driven business, how we're able to, survive and how we can help each other. So I know that, hey, man, it's a recluse to reach out to everyone and everybody, talk to everybody. And my phone's always on, brother. If you ever need, hey, I'm always here, brother. As Antoine, I'm here, man. You know what I mean? If you ever need to talk about anything as well, just as peers, as a friend, man, I'm always here as well, man. Just simply because I know how it is. And, as a black man, from black man to black man, my line's always open, brother. You know what I mean?
That's love. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Amen, King. One thing that I want to bring up as well on a positive note is, what do you find today, like in the industry today, and also for yourself? What music today? What music? Who's dropping music today that makes you feel good? Who's dropped the project that you just like? Damn, this guy's dope. Or this guy. I'll put on this person's music and it makes me feel good no matter how I'm feeling. Who's that person for you? It can be old school now. Who's that person?
Oh man, there's so many different artists. I feel like we're in the age of shout out to my guy Baron Strucker. We're in the age of miracles. I just feel like everybody's just putting out content that is just so impactful. So it's pretty hard to quantify who it is that I put on. Like it depends on what kind of mood I want to be in.
True, very true.
So like I'll put on a Janae Aiko and just zone out to her stuff. Or if I want to feel like I'm not that good of a rapper, I might listen to Black Thought, Ransom, and Lupe. If I want to hear some, melodic rapping, I put on Chance the Rapper, Kid Cudi. If I want to feel, like I need to get closer to God, I put on some John P. Key. So if I want to feel real old schoolish, I put on some slow jamming SWVs. I've been recently just listening to Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. So like it's just, which is a lot of Babyface, a lot of Dallas Austin, a lot of, I like soulful stuff mostly. So it varies. It can go so many different ways, but I definitely feel that I definitely feel like all of these artists help me to be, who I am today.
Amen, man. And that's very important, man, because as you get in your career and you start making music and you start growing, there's so many people that influences you. There's people that influences that keeps you going. Not only if you know them on a personal level, or if you just know them through their art. There's so many people that that keeps it going. Let me ask you this: what is something that is an unfair criticism amongst either an artist or not your particular artistry, but as artists in general? And what is something that you think is unfair as us as artists that get cast upon us? Like, do you feel like it could be, the way that everybody, when you see everybody with the diamonds and the shining, they think everybody's that way, or the way people make certain music, or the way that the music industry, especially hip hop, is targeted. What do you think is an unfair criticism amongst us as hip hop artists?
I think the one thing that I've taken away as an artist that I feel like people just judge unfairly is the fact that we're not allowed to be different versions of ourselves. They try to pigeonhole artists to be like, okay, what's your demographic? How, and it's just like, but wait, like I'm a human being, so I have different emotions. I can't just be this one version of myself that you think I am. Like I'm a living and breathing human being, so there are always going to be different sides of me, no matter what. Like one day I might like chicken, and the next week it's like, yo, I'm tired of eating chicken. Like I don't see how. I never understood how labels came up with this thought process that you had to remain the same all the time. So I would say that's one of the big misconceptions of artists currently,
And man, my brother, just a quick few more questions of your time.
Yeah, no problem.
I want to know as well, just as what are some of the other things that you like? I know you mentioned really about field games and things like that, but what other things like are you and the missus into? What is other things that you are into? Are you in the basketball? Do you follow the NBA, NFL? What are other things, other sports and stuff do you watch in your off time?
I used to be very, very big into the NBA, and then I don't know what happened. I think along the way, I kind of got caught up. I think my wife and I, we didn't believe in. I think we didn't believe in cable. So because we didn't believe in cable, I missed out on a lot of NBA stuff. There's so many different players that's in the NBA that I've never heard of because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Um, so I haven't really kept up with sports like I used to. Um, I enjoy cooking. Cooking is a very big deal in my life.
Hey, okay.
I'm able to kind of get a lot of work done just from. I have tons of cookbooks in my house. Actually, before I got here, I was looking up recipes for dinner, trying to figure out what it is that I was going to creatively create for dinner tonight. I try to be as creative as possible.
Amen.
To art, So I, for me, that's where that comes from. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to always think outside of the box when it comes to stuff like that.
Amen, man. What are some of your what are some of your goals for yourself, man? Just let's talk outside of music. Just goals for yourself as a man. You know what I mean? When you just wake up every morning and you thank God and you say, okay, I'm here, I'm alive, I have another day. What are some of your other life goals that you have for yourself outside of your daily grind with the music? Stuff for yourself that you want to accomplish.
For me, I got my list here actually.
Great stuff,
So
man. Great exclusive here.
yeah, I got my vision, my board right here. So
Amazing. Everybody get you one of those. I have one too. Get you one of those, please.
yeah, so I wanted to put out 6 projects this year. One came out already, which was Hugh about my son.
Amen.
Um, I have an EP that's supposed to be dropping next month, but it looks like it's going to drop in May. It's with me and Blue from the West Coast.
Oh, shout to Blue. Okay, great.
Yeah, so that's coming out in May. So it's supposed to come out next month. So because that's coming out in May, and it's probably going to have a post rollout going into like June or July, my next project after that will probably be in July. And then hopefully I'll drop something again in August. We'll see.
Ooh.
And then I'm guessing at the end of the year I'll have my magnum opus sequel, Mouse 2. And then aside from that, I was trying to buy a 18-wheel truck next month. This month actually. Getting more into Coinbase and E-Trade. Index mutual funds. Purchase another home. And different things, merch ideas. I have a book coming out this year. Starting my masterclass. Just a lot. Like I have too much to do and not enough time and not enough manpower to get a lot of things that I want to get done. But yeah, that's typically what I'm trying to get done.
Yeah, amen. First of all, man, let me just start from the beginning there, man. Shout out to you, salute to you as a black man in America for, working towards like just learning about trades and mutual funds and stuff that I'm trying to get into as well that I have no knowledge about. But I'm learning because, I'm a firm believer that if a lot of people are saying the same thing around me that's positive and it's working, that is something I need to probably pay attention to. And that's all I'm hearing about is trading and Bitcoin and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I need to see at least what everybody's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I need to at least see. And, I was talking to John Conner the other day, and he was telling me all the stuff that he was working on. And he was like, I got this coming out in January. This coming out. I'm like, yo, you guys are just some amazing creative folks. I try to stretch my mind creatively because, I'm working on different projects as well. But just hearing what you guys are doing, and I'm coming out in March. And January June I have this. August I have this. And then these projects come out. It's just amazing for you guys. Just the amount of dedication to your craft that you have. And it keeps me pushing and it keeps me working hard. Because I'm like, these guys are 10, 15, 20, 25 years in the game,
Yeah.
and they're grinding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's just I work in advance, so a lot of these projects, I did a lot of this. Well, actually, I did the Blue and Factz one, and this. Well, Hugh, I wrote Hugh in 3 days, and I recorded it in one day. This Blue and Factz thing we've been pushing this thing back for a long time, but it's finally getting ready to be released. And Mouse has been written since May of last year, so I just got to record it, which I'm probably going to start recording it next week. And then I got like two, and then I have the other project that I'm gonna release. It's already done. I just got to figure out a time frame and think about the marketing, getting it out there. And then I got two other, but I try to work in advance on my off time. I like I was telling you, I do a lot of research, so I have a plethora of knowledge when it comes to the things that I want to talk about. That helps me to be as creative as possible. And I'm ready to. I'm trying to be rich so I can do these passion projects. There's so many passion projects that I want to do, and I can't get them done because it costs money, and I have to, cater to my fans now of what they want and what they need currently.
That amen there, brother. I'm in the same boat where it's like, doing this podcast with WWE, I'm like right there to that financial point where, of being able to do passion projects. But it's like I gotta tap in and go a little harder to get to that financial freedom. So I know exactly what you're saying. You know what I mean, and being able to go for your goals. One last thing I want to ask you, man. Is for you, man, as Mickey Factz and someone who is as dedicated to your craft as you are, someone who's a dedicated husband, a father.
Right.
What to you is happiness as a man? What is happiness?
Family is literally what happiness is for me currently. My family makes me happy. They keep me going. My son, honestly, he's I talk about it on my project, but words, I don't even think words just can kind of, tell how much I love that little boy and how much everything I do is for him. You know what I'm saying? So when I see craziness, like, with Kirk Franklin, I couldn't even imagine my son doing something like that. I would literally crumble. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. Like, he makes me happy. My wife, she makes me happy, and being able to provide for them there's a certain joy that comes with that, right? Just knowing that, I'm able to do this for my family on a consistent basis is what helps me to be who I am on a consistent basis,
Amen, man. My mom said earlier about, like, I couldn't imagine being a grandparent and watching your kids have kids and become adults. So she said that the hardest thing about, when your kids are from little to an adult is letting them learn to live after a certain time and not interfere in it, and just kind of let them learn. You know what I mean? And especially when they get to a certain age, when they just kind of have life teach them, that the world isn't all roses, that we can't protect them from everything, even though we want to. And it's tough. And she said that when she finally saw that her kids were able to handle it, it had this extra and next development in life of her relationship with her kids. But when they're little, you just want to protect everything from them, because we all know as adults how this world is and how cold this world is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you just want to do the right thing to protect them. And the time. First of all, man, salute to you for being a black man, raising your son. You know what I mean? Being there, even though that narrative is definitely being shortened now. But thank you, man, as just as a man, as from man to man, for being a black man that is in his son's life and taking care of his responsibilities, man. So, I just wanted to get you on here, man, just to talk to you about a few things quickly. So, some music stuff, but some stuff outside of music, man, because we're human beings, bro. And we have a lot going on. And I know you do a lot of interviews and you probably talk about music all day, but I just wanted to get you on here quickly just to ask you how you were doing, man. How's the mental health? How's the family? How's your son? Some music stuff too, but just to pick your brain a little bit, see what goals you got going for yourself, man. Just to check on how Mickey Factz is doing as a man. So that's why I invited you on here, man, to see how you're doing.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for having me. It was definitely a great interview, great questions, setting the bar very high for people who want to interview me now. You know what I'm saying? I think that's essential, that people really just look into how a person's doing and see what they're going through before jumping out the window sometimes, so it's a blessing. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Amen, man. Quickly, man, tell everybody socials where they can follow you, where they can, check out everything that you the projects that you're naming, everything you have out now, and any upcoming things you have going on, where they can check it out.
Yeah, man. If you guys can follow me on twitter.com/Mickey Factz, MICKEYFACTZ. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Mickey.Factz, same kind of spelling, MICKEY.FACTZ, and Facebook.com/official Mickey Factz. Thank you just for having me here, man. And I respond to everybody. I do my best to engage with every single person that reaches out to me.
Thank you, man. He's always engaged with me. He looked out for me on a personal level when we had some music things going on. I have no problem saying Mickey looked out for me on a personal level, make sure I could do what I had to do, and was very patient with me with certain things in life and some business that we had going on. So thank you personally. I have no problem publicly saying that, man. Thank you for that. That meant the world to me as a man. Thank you. And man, let's continue to pray. You're my prayers, man. And let's keep working hard and doing what we have to do, man. Not as fathers, as artists, but as men. And thank you for coming on, my brother. May God bless you, man.
Same here, brother. You be safe. Thank you for having me anytime. Smicky. Keep it locked.
Bless, man. Have a good one, brother.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace. Yes, everybody, that is the episode of Teasy's Table with the great lyrical legend and Mickey Factz. I am Teasy Scott. I thank you guys for tuning into this special episode. I will be doing these every once in a while where I'll be getting guests on and stacking up content for our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sports City Podcast, where we sit down and talk to have people on. Here, I like to have conversations with people about life, see how they're doing, see how they're feeling, see how everything is going on with them, because I know how that is. And you want to be able to have a good rapport in life with your peers and everything that is happening. And thank you guys very much for tuning in and being able to, grow with me, grow with the channel, and grow as we move on. Thank you once again to Mickey Factz for coming on, and opening up about his life. A father, about his passion projects, about his current projects, and the life as a recording artist that a lot of us don't really get a chance to share. Follow me at Teasy Scott on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, things of that nature. You can follow the podcast at twitter.com/Sports City Pod. You can follow Teasy's Table at everything Teasy at Teasy Scott once again. And you guys can hit the Instagram at Sports City Podcast Official. This is Teasy's Table. We are here. I will be here every other week to give you guys content. I hope you guys have been doing great. Hope everybody's been feeling good. I hope everybody mentally is in a good place. Just a day at a time until we're living back normal in the world for the circumstances that we're in. And make sure you pray, have your vision board together, and, wash your face, brush your teeth, wake up each and every day, and hustle forward. You know what I mean? If you come at the king, you best not miss. And that's the way we have to live our life. May God bless you all. Take care of yourselves. I am Teasy Scott in the building. Next show, I'll have some more music announcements, but for now, I'm going to close by saying, be confident in everything you do. Wash your ass.